מה טובו עליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל. טובו עליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל. מה טובו עליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל. ואני ברוב חסדך אבוא ביתך, אשכחך אל היכל קודשך, ביראתך. מה טובו עליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל. מה טובו עליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל. אדוני אהבתי מאוד מדך, ומקום משכן כבודך, ואני אשתחווה ואפרח, אברך לפני אדוני עושים. מה טובו עליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל. מה טובו עליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל. ואני תפילתי לך אדוני, את רצון אלוהים ברוב חסדך ענני, באמת אישך. מה טובו פועליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל. מה טובו עליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל.
And so it's with our song of community, our prayer of sanctuary, that I welcome you all here this Shabbat morning into our sanctuary as part of our community to celebrate Shabbat, to celebrate a family, to celebrate with a young lady as she becomes bat mitzvah, to celebrate with a couple of our past presidents who have had a significant recognition of their contribution to congregation, community, and civics and citizenship this past week.
Gong.
I also want to recognize that whilst there are so many of us who have come to Shul this Shabbat morning to celebrate, there are also amongst us quite a number, who have come to remember a loved one. And so we hope that this hour of prayer also brings you comfort and consolation. I want to take a moment to recognize and welcome those who are not in the sanctuary, but joining us through the live streaming of our services through TBI TV. We know that this is a growing community. We know because you tell us that it is a growing community, and we're just so glad to be able to connect with so many, whether you be with us in the room or with us across the world. We began, as I said, with our prayer for community on page 192, and in a few moments we'll be continuing with our prayers for health on page 194 and 196. Hopefully you picked up a copy of our Mishkan Tefillah on your way in, and we invite you to participate wherever and whenever you feel comfortable. In a few moments, we have one final act of preparation, so I'm going to be inviting our bat mitzvah up onto the bimmer in a second with her parents. But before you do that, I do want to acknowledge a couple of people that have made a particular effort to be here to celebrate Naomi with you this Shabbat. Your uncle who's come in from Houston, welcome. A family and friends who a number of years ago traveled with all of us to Israel on that Israel trip. It's a lovely opportunity to welcome many of you back to our sanctuary and our congregation this morning, I should say. and an even better opportunity for me to plug the fact that we're going to be having another Israel family trip next January. You're going to be hearing a bit more about that in the coming week. But it is so lovely to have all of you in shul with us this morning in celebration. So with all of those words of welcome offered, all of those explanations, all of those plugs, and even a pretty impressive gong, all we need is a bat mitzvah to come up to be with the parents for the presentation of her talit.
Naomi Eva. You are named after your great-grandma Laurie, who fled Berlin, arriving in Melbourne in 1938, in time for their devastating bushfire season. She found her way to TBI. TBI is like a second home for her and for you. You were quite happy and content, sitting on the floor and colouring during services.
Last week.
Just being in the moment. I hope this morning you can be in the moment. Just be present and remember these moments that you are creating. Food will come later. We are blessed to have you in our family. You possess a most delightful and beautiful personality, finding many things funny, including us, bringing laughter and light to our family. I am proud of you.
Amen. Mazel tov. So as I said, we continue with our prayers for health, first our physical well-being and then our spiritual wholeness. Please join Naomi and I in the words of Asher Yatzar on page 194. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher yatza et adam b'chokhmah, uvara bo nekavim nekavim, chalulim chalulim, galui v'yadua lifnei kiseh kvodecha, she'im yipateach echad mehem, o yisater echad mehem, אי אפשר להתקיים לעמוד לפניך, ברוך אתה אדוני, רופא כל בשר ומפליא לעשות.
אלוהי, נשמה שנתת בי טהורה היא, אתה בראתה, אתה יצרת, אתה נפחת בי, ואתה משמרה בקרבי, כל זמן שהנשמה בקרבי. מודה אני לפניך, אדוני אלוהי ואלוהי אבותי. מודה אני לפניך, אדוני אלוהי ואלוהי אבותי. ריבון כל המעשים, אדון כל הנשמות. ברוך אתה אדוני, אשר בידו נפש כל חי, ברוח ברוח כל בשר איש.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נעשה בינה להבין בין יום ולילה.
אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, פוקח עברים. אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, זוקף כפופים.
אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, ברכה הארץ על המים.
אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, המכין מצעדי גבר.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, מביא שלומים.
אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, הנותן לעייף כוח.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, המביא שעיני מעיני ותונאי מערפי.
אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שעשני בצלם אלוהים.
אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם,
אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שעשני ישראל.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam ozeh Yisrael b'givura.
אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם עוטר ישראל בתפארה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו לעסוק בדברי תורה.
אמן. הרב נא אדוני אלוהינו את דברי תורתך בפינו, ופי עמך בית ישראל, והנה אנחנו וצאצאינו וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל, כולנו יודעי שמך ולומדי תורתך לשמה. ברוך אתה אדוני המלמד תורה לעמו ישראל. Page 206.
אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, ואלו אין. אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, ואלו אין. גיבוד אבאים וגמילות חסדים והשגמת בית המדרש תחנית וערבית. אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, ואלו אין. בהכנסת אורחים וביקור חולים, בהכנסת כלה ולוויית המת, בעיון תפילה, בעיון תפילה, באהבת שלום בין אדם לחברו, תלמוד תורה כנגד כולם, תלמוד תורה כנגד כולם, תלמוד תורה כנגד כולם. אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, ואלו אין.
There are 8 degrees in the giving of tzedakah, each one higher than before. To give grudgingly, reluctantly, or with regret. To give less than one should, but with grace. To give what one should, but only after being asked. To give before one is asked. To give without knowing who will receive it, although the recipient knows the identity of the giver. To give without making known of one's identity. To give so that neither giver or receiver knows the identity of the other. To help another to become self-supporting by means of a gift, a loan, or by finding employment for the one in need.
We close our Brachot Hashachar with an alternative reading of Kaddish de Rabbanan, Kaddish in honor of our teachers. This Kaddish was placed into our services because our rabbis felt strongly that we shouldn't allow ourselves to get too far into our day without pausing to recognize how fortunate we have been to learn the lessons we have, and how lucky we have been to have been taught those lessons from the very many people that we have encountered along the way. Yes, some of them in the classroom, others in our home, others still in our workplaces, but many too, just as we made our way along life's road. An alternative Kaddish de Rabbanan, recognizing and appreciating the lessons we've learned. I find by experience, not by reasoning, but by my own discovery, that God is near me, and that I can be near God at all times. I cannot explain it, but I am as sure of my experience as I am of the fact that I live and love. I cannot explain how I've come to live and love, but I know I do. In the same way, I know that I am in contact with God. We move forward to our Sukkei de Zimra, to our verses of song and psalm, beginning with the words of Baruch Shamar on the top of page 212.
Baruch Shamar Baya Olam, Baruch Ozev Reishit, Baruch Omer Ve'oseh, Baruch Ozer Umekayem,
Baruch Merachem al haaretz,
Baruch Merachem al Habriot,
Baruch Meshalem Sachar Tov Le'ah,
Baruch Chai La'ad Ve'kayam Lanetzach,
Baruch Modeh Umatzil, Baruch Shemo.
בשבחות ובזמירות נגדל לך ונשבחך ונפארך ונזכיר שמך ונמליכך מלכנו אלוהינו יחיד העולמים מלך משובח ומפואר עד עד שמו הגדול ברוך אתה אדוני
Baruch Shemo.
מלך מעולל בתשבחו.
Amen. On page 214. Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, a song for the Shabbat day.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות עלי עשור עלי נבל עלי היגיון בכינור מזמור שיר ליום השבת טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון ולזמר לשמך עליון שמחתני אדוני בפועלך, במעשה ידיך רנן. מה גדלו מעשיך אדוני, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. איש בארץ לא ידע, וכסין לא יבין את זאת. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. צדיק אתה עמד יפרח, כארז בלבנון, בלבנון יזכה.
Psalm 145, Ashrei on page 215.
Ashrei yoshvei beitecha, anhalucha selah.
אשרי עם שככה לו, אשרי עם שאדוני אלוהיו.
Tehillah leDavid, our mimcha Elohai hamelech, va'avacha shimcha le'olam va'ed.
בכל יום אברכך, והללה שמך לעולם ועד.
Gadol Adonai hulamod, v'legdorato en cheke.
דור לדור ישבח מעשיך, וגבורתך יגידו.
Hada kavarodecha, v'divrei niflatecha asicha.
וזוז נורתך יאמרו, וגדולתך אספרנה.
Zeherav tovcha yabiyu, v'tzidkatcha yiranenu.
חנון ורחום אדוני, ערך אפיים וגדל חסד.
טוב אדוני לכל, ורחמיו על כל מעשיו.
יודוך אדוני כל מעשיך, וחסידיך יברכוך.
כבוד מלכך יאמרו, וגבורתך ידברו.
להודיע לבני אדם גבורותיו, וכבוד הדר מלכותו.
מלכותך מלכות כל עמים, וממשלתך בכל דור ודור.
סומך אדוני לכל הנופלים, וזוקף לכל הכפופים.
עיניך אליך יסברו, ואתה נותן להם את אוכלם בעיתו.
פותח את ידיך, ומצביע לכל חי רצון.
צדיק אדוני בכל דרכיו, וחסיד בכל מעשיו.
קרוב אדוני לכל קוראיו, לכל אשר יקראו באמת.
רצון ירב יעשה, ואת שבתם ישמע ויושיעם.
שומר אדוני את כל אוהביו, ואת כל הרשעים ישמיט.
תהילה אדוני ידבר פי, ויברך כל בשר שם קודשו לעולם ועד.
ואנחנו נברך יה, מעתה ועד עולם, הללויה.
Mazel Tov as she becomes bat mitzvah next Shabbat afternoon. We continue to move our way through the Psalms of Shabbat, turning forward to page 218, to the last of the Psalms, Psalm 150. Hallelujah.
Hallelu el bekodsho, Hallelu berkia uzo, Hallelujah. Hallelu bigvorotav, Hallelu kerov gudlo, Hallelujah. 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 Hallelu beteka shofar, Hallelu benevel bechinor, Hallelujah. Hallelu betov umachol, Hallelu beminim ve'ungam, Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
ישתבח שמך לעד מלכנו האל המלך הגדול והקדוש בשמיים ובארץ. כי לכן נאה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, שיר ושבחה, הלל וזמרה, עוז ממשלה, נצח גדולה גבורה, תהילה ותפארת, קדושה ומלכות, ברכות והודאות מעתה ועד עולם.
ברוך אתה אדוני אל מלך גדול ותשבחות אל ההודעות, אדון הנבלעות, הבוחר בשירי זמרה מלך אלכי העולמים.
Amen. And so, as we move through our Shabbos of song and prayer, we turn forward to page 224 as we rise for the Chatzi Kaddish in advance of the Baruch Hu.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא נברח חירותי והמליך מלכותי, בחייכון ובימיכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן גרים ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתבר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשה ברכו לילה מן קל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תאמיר על פעלמה ואמרו אמן. ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
As we're seated, we continue with the morning prayer, the Yotzer Or. Please join us in the Hebrew. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Yotzei or uvarei choshech, Oseh shalom uvarei et hakol, Me'ir la'aretz l'darim aleha barachamim, Uvtuvo mechadesh b'chol yom tamid ma'aseh v'reshit, Ma rabu ma'asecha Adonai, Kulam b'chochma asita, Malha ha'aretz kinyanecha, Titbarach Adonai Eloheinu, Al shevach ma'aseh yadecha, ועל מאורעו שעשית יפארוך סלע, אור חדש על ציון תאיר, ונזכה כולנו מהרה לאורו, ברוך אתה אדוני, יוצא המאורות.
Love your neighbor as yourself, you said, and light-blinded we saw, that inner and outer worlds are one, as you are one. You spoke and we wrote. We reached for you down the centuries, your light moving before us. As we climbed, fell back and climbed again, your Sinai of life. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר נוחים אצלך היום על לבך, בשנתם לבניך, בליבתם בם, בשוטך בידיך, ובלבדך בדרך, ודשתך ובקומך, ושתה מאוד על ידיך, והיו לטרפות בין עיניך, ושתם על מזוזות ביתך, ובשעריך, ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל, ואמרת עליהם, ועשו להם ציצית, על כליהם לדורתם, ונתנו על ציצית הלבנה לתותיהם, להם לציצית, וריתם אותו, וצאתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם ולא תטעו אחרי לבהם ואחרי עיניהם, אשר אתם זוממים על
Adonai Elohechem Emet.
And we wish Talia Mazel Tov as she'll be not next week. Don't think Joanne can manage that.
Emet, there is no place where you are not. Even in the wilderness there is your word. Emet, that pen strokes of lightning, white fire, black flame. Stir the soul's passion, guide our sacred way. True and enduring is Torah. Your truth for us is certain and established, now and forevermore. Like Moses, Miriam, and all Israel, we sing out and rejoice.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך לדעת בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. שירה חדשה, שבחו גאולים לשמך, על צבאת הים, יחד כולם מודו, והמליכו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. צור ישראל, קומה בעזרת ישראל, ובני חינומך יהודה וישראל, גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו, קדוש ישראל, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
The Amidah begins on page 242.
אדוני שפתי תפתח, ופי יגיד תהילתך. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מזריח השמש ומוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומדום מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים. נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני, אדוננו מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון לדור ודור. הללויה. ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. We continue with Kedushat Hayom and the sanctification of this day of Shabbat with the singing of Yismachu on the top of page 250.
ישמחו במלכותך, ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג, עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג, עונג שבת. המקדש שבי, המקדש שבי, שבת כולם ישמעו ויתענגו מטובך שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג, עונג שבת. והשבי רצית בו, רצית בו וקידשת שבת, בעמדת ימים אותו קראת שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג, עונג שבת. למעשה בראשית. ישמחו במלכותך, ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג, עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי שבת וקוראי עונג, עונג שבת.
We offer thanks, O God, for this Shabbat which unites us in faith and hope, for Shabbat holiness which inspires sacred living, for Shabbat memories glowing even in darkness, for Shabbat peace born of friendship and love. We offer thanks and blessing, O God. Baruch Ata Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
רצה אדוני אלוהינו בעמך ישראל, ותפילתם באהבה תקבל, ותהי לרצון תמיד עבודת ישראל. ישראל עמך, טוב לכל קורב, פני אל עבדיך וחוננו. שפוך רוחך עלינו, ותחזינה עינינו בשובך לציון.
For the expanding grandeur of creation, worlds known and unknown, galaxies beyond galaxies, filling us with awe and challenging our imagination, we say,
מודים אנחנו לך.
for this fragile planet Earth, its times and tides, its sunsets and seasons,
מודים אנחנו לך.
for the joy of human life, its wonders and surprises, its hopes and achievements,
מודים אנחנו לך.
for human community, our common past and our future hope, our oneness transcending all separation, our capacity to work for peace and justice in the midst of hostility and oppression,
מודים אנחנו לך.
for high hopes and noble causes, for faith without fanaticism, for understanding of views not shared,
מודים אנחנו לך.
for all who have labored and suffered for a fair world, who have lived so that others might live in dignity and freedom,
מודים אנחנו לך.
for human liberties and sacred rights, for opportunities to change and grow, to affirm and choose.
מודים אנחנו לך.
We pray that we may not live by our fears but by our hopes, not by our words but by our deeds.
ברוך אתה אדוני, הטוב שמך ולך נאה להודות.
Blessed you, Eternal One, your name is goodness and you're worthy of thanksgiving. Sim Shalom, page 258.
שים שלום טובה וברכה, טובה טובה וברכה. שים שלום טובה וברכה, טובה טובה וברכה. שים שלום טובה וברכה, חן וחסד ורחמים עלינו, עלינו ועל כל ישראל עמך. שים שלום טובה וברכה, טובה טובה וברכה. שים שלום טובה וברכה, טובה טובה וברכה. ברכנו אבינו, כולנו כאחד באור פניך. ברכנו אבינו, כולנו כאחד באור פניך. שים שלום טובה וברכה, טובה טובה וברכה. שים שלום טובה וברכה, טובה טובה וברכה. כי באור בניך נתת לנו, אדוני אלוהינו, תורת חיים ואהבת חסד וצדקה וברכה ורחמים וחיים ושלום. שים שלום, טובה וברכה, טובה, טובה וברכה. שים שלום, טובה וברכה, טובה, טובה וברכה. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שים שלום, טובה וברכה, טובה, טובה וברכה. שים שלום, טובה וברכה, טובה, טובה וברכה. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום.
We pause for a few moments of silent personal prayer.
יהיו לרצון נמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך. אדוני צורי וגואלי. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, O God, my rock and my redeemer. עושה שלום במרומיו ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
ועל כל בני אדם. We turn forward to page 362 in our Sidurim for Seder Kriyat Torah l'Shabbat, the order of reading Torah on Shabbat.
אין כמוך באלוהים אדוני ואין כמעשיך. מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים וממשלתך בכל דור ודור. אדוני מלך, אדוני מלך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני עוד לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. ברחמים היטיבה ברצונך את ציון. ירושלים, תבנה חומות ירושלים. כי בך לבד בטחנו, מלך אל רם ונישא, אדון עולמים. ויהי בנצור אהרון ויאמר משה, קום אדוני ויפוצו אויביך וינוסו משנאיך מפניך, כי מציון תצא תורה, כי מציון תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני מירושלים. ברוך שנתן תורה תורה, ברוך שנתן תורה תורה, לעמו ישראל מקדושתו.
The Ten Commandments.
Anachi Adonai Elohecha, Asher Hotzeticha me'eretz Mitzrayim mibeit avadim. I am your eternal God, who led you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Lo yihyeh lecha Elohim acharim al panai. You shall have no other gods besides me. Lo tisa et shem Adonai Elohecha leshav. You shall not swear falsely by the name of Adonai your God. Zachor et yom hashabbat lekadosho. Remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. Kabed et avicha ve'et imecha. Honor your father and mother. Lo tidsach. You shall not murder. Lo tinaf. You should not commit adultery. Lo tignov. You should not steal. Lo ta'aneh bere'echa et shakeh. You should not bear false witness against your neighbor. Lo tachmod. You should not covet.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Gadol Shemo, Gadol Adonai iti, ונרממה שמו יחדיו. לך אדוני הגדולה והגבורה והתפארת והנצח וההוד, כי כל בשמיים, בשמיים ובארץ, לך אדוני הממלכה והעמים נעשה, לכל לראש. לך אדוני הגדולה והגבורה והתפארת והנצח וההוד, כי כל בשמיים, בשמיים ובארץ, לך אדוני הממלכה והעמים נעשה, לכל לראש. רוממו, רוממו, אדוני אלוהינו, וישתחוו, וישתחוו להר קודשו. רוממו, רוממו, אדוני אלוהינו, וישתחוו, וישתחוו להר קודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה שלושה דברים העולם עומד על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. Please be seated.
Have a number of Torah readers this morning, so if I could invite all of them to please come and have a seat up on the bima. And in introducing our Sidra, I will simply say that we are well in the midst of our people's Exodus story. We find ourselves in Exodus chapter 10, beginning at the start of that chapter. For those of you that would like to follow along in the reading, we are on page
448 in the left-hand column at the paragraph break. 448, left-hand column at the paragraph.
Now, those of you who are more regulars in your synagogue attendance would know that there are different amounts of numbers of aliyot, I should say, that we read on different occasions. For example, on a Shabbat afternoon, or on a Monday and Thursday morning, we most ordinarily would only read 3 aliyot. On a festival, we would often increase that, if the festival wasn't on Shabbat, to 5 aliyot. On certain occasions over the Yom Tovim, the high holidays, there are a need to have 6 aliyot. And on a Shabbat morning, most often we have 7 aliyot. Only on Simchat Torah do we usually extend that. Only on Simchat Torah do we extend ourselves out to 10 aliyot to allow us to celebrate the end of our cycle and the start of another, and to remind us of our kinship, our attachment to Torah. That is the way our people have always read and told and retold Torah. Until today. Because we have a lot to celebrate this morning. So we're doing 8 aliyot. And so we're going to begin that with a grand aliyah of celebration as I hand the yad to the mother of our bat mitzvah. And we take great pleasure to call to Torah.
So for our first aliyah, we invite Sir Rob Sword AO and Dame Sam Sharman OAM to Torah. יעמדו יוסף בן שמואל ומרים ומיכל בת משה ושושנה ראשונים לעלייה לתורה. You will find us on page 448, left-hand column at the paragraph break. So let's point to where we're beginning. Baruch Adonai Mevorach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Mevorach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar banu mikol ha'amim V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
ויאמר אדוני אל משה, בוא אל פרעה, כי אני הקבעתי את ליבו ואת לב, עבדיו למען שיתי אותותי אלה בקרבו. ולמען תספר באוזני בנך ובן בנך, את אשר השללתי במצרים, ואת אותותי אשר שמתי בם, וידעתם כי אני אדוני. ויבוא משה ואהרון אל פרעה, ויאמרו אליו כה אמר אדוני אלוהי העברים עד מתי? ואנת לענות מפני שלח עמי ויעבדוני.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah shemit v'chayei olam natan betokenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Mishaberach Avatenu Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, Imatenu, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, V'Leah. May the Holy One who blessed our forefathers and foremothers bless the two of you in honor of Torah, in honor of Shabbat, in honor of family, in honor of friends, in honor of community, but most particularly in honor of the honors that you have been given, bestowed by this country, which means so much to both of you and to all of us. These recognitions of an AO and an OAM for your extraordinary lifetime of service to others, to community, to science, to, believe it or not, the people of this great part of Melbourne, the briefest mayorship of all time before they brought together merged councils. But so much that you've done in so many places, but particularly so much that you've done in this place. I know that when I took to my social media to celebrate your individual and collective recognitions, the words I wrote was celebrating with mentors and mentors. Because that's what you are to me, and that's what you are to so many mentors, guides, and most of all, extraordinary, good, decent human beings who have led this congregation and continue to serve this congregation in so many different and valuable ways. We simply wouldn't be the community we are, and I know both of you keep telling me this, without the extraordinary number of volunteers that fill all of our programs, our activities, and our initiatives. But we also wouldn't be the community we are without men and women such as yourself that are prepared to give a little bit more, to come to more than just one meeting a month, to take the opportunity to lead and guide and shape this congregation as both of you have done as past presidents of this community. And we are just so happy to celebrate for you and with you this extraordinary recognition. And we will continue to celebrate with you. I could not think of a better reason to add an extra aliyah to our Torah service this morning than to celebrate with you and your families the well-deserved recognition that you have received. And so we ask God to bless you, to bless all those that are dear to you, and we say together, V'nomar, Amen. Amen. And so we are going to continue to celebrate, because that's what our tradition challenges us to do. And so we move from recognitions now to a series of aliyot in celebration of birthdays.
So for our second aliyah, we invite Banti and Tom to come to Torah. Yamdu Malka Bat Hershel v'Tzvi ben Shlomo v'Malka Shniim L'Aliyah La Torah. And David will lane for us if you'll point to where we're beginning.
How long were you mayor for? How long were you mayor for?
Baruch Adonai Mevorach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher b'chabanu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Ki ima'en ata l'shaleach et ami hini meva macher arbe b'gvulecha v'chisa et ein haaretz ve'lo yochal lirod et haaretz ve'achal et yeter hafleta hanitzeret lachem min habarad ve'achal et kol ha'etz hasameach lachem min hasadeh umalu vatecha uvate kol avodecha ובתי כל השמים, כל מצרים, אשר לא ראו אבותיך ואבות אבותיך מיום היותם על האדמה עד היום הזה, ויפן ויצא מעם פרעה.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת, וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen.
Shabbat Avotenu Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah. May the Holy One who blessed our forefathers and foremothers also bless you, Tom, and you, Bunty, in honor of Torah, in honor of Shabbat, in honor of family, in honor of friends, but most particularly in honor of allowing us to continue on this Shabbat, our series of celebrations, as together with the two of you we celebrate 155 birthdays. That's a lot of birthdays. And we'll let the congregation divide them up amongst their imaginations because we'll be polite. But what our hope and what our prayer is in celebrating these 155 birthdays is that we are able to continue to celebrate with you in health, in happiness, and we are able to come to this bimmer in many more occasions to celebrate joys in your life. We ask that God bless you, that God bless all those that are dear to you, and we say together, V'nomar
Amen.
Mazel tov and happy birthday.
Mazel tov.
Happy birthday.
For our third Aliyah.
We're going to continue with birthday celebrations.
For our third Aliyah, we invite Peter and Herb to come to Torah. Ya'amdu Pinchas Moshe ben Alexander Halevi veChava, veAbraham Chaim ben Tzvi Yitzchak Halevi veEla, Shlishim la'Aliyah laTorah. And Stephen will lane for us. We are at verse 7 and onwards, which is to be found on page 449, right-hand column, bottom line, second word. 449, right-hand column, bottom line, second word. Just find where you begin.
That's where your brother started. It's key. Very key.
Baruch Adonai mevorach leolam va'ed. Amen.
ויאמרו עבדי פרעה אליו, עד מתי יהיה זה לנו למוקש? שלח את האנשים ויעבדו את אדוני אלוהיהם, הטרם תדע כי עבדה מצרים. ויושב את משה ואת אהרון אל פרעה, ויאמר עליהם, לכו עבדו את אדוני אלוהיכם, מי ומי ההולכים. ויאמר משה, בן ערינו ובזקנינו נלך, בבנינו ובבנותינו, בצאננו ובבקרינו נלך, כי חג אדוני לנו. ויאמר עליהם, יהי כן אדוני עמכם, כאשר אשלח אתכם ואת אפכם. ראו כי רעה נגד פניכם. לא כן, לכו נא הגברים ועבדו את אדוני, כי עתך אתם מבקשים, ויגרש אותם מאת פני פרעה.
חזק.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת, חיי עולם אתה בתוכנו, ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen.
Two of you, we also say, Mishaberach Avotenu Abraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah. May the Holy One who blessed our forefathers and foremothers also bless the two of you in honor of Torah, in honor of Shabbat, in honor of family, in honor of friends, in honor of those that have laid Torah for us and before us this morning. But particularly, even though we're going to have you up on the bimmer a little later with your beloveds as grandparents, we want to take the opportunity of this Aliyah to recognize the fact that even though your granddaughter is becoming bat mitzvah this week, both of you are also celebrating Simcha's birthdays of your own this week. And so we wanted to give you your individual moment of recognition as we say that we want to live Ad Mea Ve'esrim, or as Michelle likes to remind us, if we can't live to 120, let's live Ad Mea Ke Esrim. Let's live to 100 as if we were 20. And we ask that God bless you, that God bless all those that are dear to you, and we say together, V'nomar Amen. Mazel tov. Mazel tov. We've had a series of celebrations, of simchas, of recognitions so far in our service, but as I said in my introductory remarks, we recognize that there are others amongst us that are also here this Shabbat to remember a loved one. And so as we turn to our fourth Aliyah this morning, we move the yad to our bat mitzvah, but we invite to Torah all of those who are in shul remembering a loved one, all of those observing a yortzeit.
So if you are here at the time of Shiva Shloshim or Yortzeit, this Aliyah is for you. You will find we will continue laning at the bottom of 449, left-hand column, second line from the bottom at the fourth word in. So 449, left-hand column, second line from the bottom, fourth word in. Let me just point to where you're beginning. Okay. Join together and lead. Baruch Adonai Mevorach Leolam Va'ed. Amen.
Moshe nete yadcha al eretz Mitzrayim, ba'arbe v'ya'al al eretz Mitzrayim, v'yochal et kol esev ha'aretz et kol esev ha'shi'ir ha'barad. V'yet Moshe et motehu al eretz Mitzrayim, ba'adonai nihag ruach kadim be'eretz kol hayom hahu v'chol halayla haboke haya Ruach HaKadim Nisa et Ha'arbe V'ya'al Ha'arbe Al Kol Eretz Mitzrayim V'yanach B'chol Gvul Mitzrayim Kaved Me'od Lefanach Lo Haya Ken Arbe Kamohu V'acharav Lo Yihye Ken Hisa V'yachas Et Ein Kol ha'aretz v'techshach ha'aretz v'yochal et kol esev ha'aretz ve'et kol pri ha'etz asher hotir habarad ve'lo notar kol ha'yerek be'etz ve'uv-esev ha'asadeh v'chol eretz Mitzrayim.
Kol hakavod. Amen.
Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, may the Holy One who blessed our forefathers and foremothers bless each of you also in honor of Torah, in honor of Shabbat, in honor of family, in honor of friends, and in honor of community. But on this Shabbat, the Shabbat which for each of you is a Shabbat of remembrance, a Shabbat of memory, we also ask that God bless you in honor of those who you represent on this bimmer. And we hope that by taking a few steps up to this bimmer in recognition of those who have lived and those who you have lost, that you will be reminded of all that was beautiful and graceful, inspiring and uplifting about their lives. And that as you step down off this bimmer in a few moments, we want you to hold on to those memories, hold on to those cherished thoughts and carry them with you. Because if you can do that, you will go a long way to ensuring that their memory is a blessing. And what more can we ask for those who have lived and those whom we've lost? That their memory be a blessing. We ask that God bless you, that God bless all those that are dear to you, but most of all, that God bless the memory of those who you represent. And we say together, V'nomar, Amen. Before we transition to a series of aliyot in celebration of this young lady's bat mitzvah and leading up to when she herself will be called to Torah, we're going to take a moment to let her tell us a little bit about this sidra and some of the lessons she's learnt along the way.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
As you have already heard, my parsha is Parsha Bo, which, if you ask my mother, is the parsha of going, while my father translates it as the parsha of coming. As many of you know, it is not surprising that my family disagrees with each other. But what we can all accept is my parsha is filled with movement and change, coming and going. The parsha begins with the last 3 of the 10 plagues. The Israelites are instructed to bring a Passover offering to God. The blood of a slaughtered lamb or kid is to be smeared on the doorpost of every Israelite home so that the angel of death could pass over these homes and kill only the Egyptian firstborns. The death of the firstborn finally breaks Pharaoh's resistance, and he literally drives the children of Israel from his land. So hastily do they depart that there is no time for their dough to rise, and the only food that they take along are unleavened bread or matzot. Finally, the parsha finishes with a command to observe the anniversary of the Exodus each year by celebrating the festival of Pesach. While I imagine many B'nai Mitzvah students who share my portion might choose to focus their Devar Torah on the command to celebrate the festival of Pesach, I personally feel that doing Pesach once a year is more than enough for me. The part of the Torah portion that interests me is actually the role in God of the whole Exodus story. Now, I am no God expert, and I'm not even sure if I believe in God, but what I do know is that Judaism considers God to be an all-powerful being that has the ability to create, shape, and change our world. What I don't understand then is if God is and always has been so powerful, why did God not take the Israelites out of Egypt in the first place? Why the need for all the plagues and all the pain, fear, and destruction that came with them? If Moses was so good and Pharaoh was so bad, why did God need to keep hardening Pharaoh's heart? And worst of all, why was our freedom and redemption of Egypt dependent on the death of the firstborn? Surely God could have figured out a less destructive way to liberate our ancestors. When I discussed this with Rabbi Gersh, he explained to me that there are traditionally 2 explanations given for why the 10 plagues were necessary. The first was to show the Israelites that our God existed and was the one true God. The second was to show the Egyptians that their gods were nothing. To expound on the first reason, the Israelite slaves needed proof of God's power and might. The Israelites had been slaves for 400 years. Generations became used to oppression, being treated poorly, and having no freedom and choice. They were used to not having God around. For many, God was absent during their time in slavery. For others, the stories that they had heard from previous generations of what God had done were fading from memory, meaning that God seemed distant or even worse, false and unrealistic. In many ways, therefore, the 10 plagues allowed the Israelite slaves to regain their faith and belief in God. The other reason often given for the need of the 10 plagues is that the Israelites needed to prove that their God was the greatest of all gods. Let me explain. The Egyptians believed in many different gods. There was a God for every aspect of nature and life cycle events. The Israelites needed to show that their God was more powerful than the Egyptian gods. It is interesting with the 10th and last plague that the Israelites could not survive by being bystanders. With this last plague, they needed faith in God and they had to act. God had commanded each and every family to kill a lamb and smear the blood on their doorposts. They had to believe and have faith in God. In thinking about the reasons that tradition gives for the need for the 10 plagues, I was kind of surprised to realize that I actually agree with them and understand the logic which they are based. Take, for example, the idea that the 10 plagues were sent to help the Israelites to regain their faith in God. This makes a lot of sense to me because I often struggle to accept the idea that there is a God. Like them, there is no reason or evidence that I should believe in God, and that God is real, and that there is a God out there. I do not see God doing miracles and wonders in my daily life, and if I'm being honest, when I look at the world around me, it often looks like a pretty godless place. I imagine after 400 years of slavery, the Israelites felt pretty similar. Without the plagues, these massive reminders of God's power and wonder, I don't think they would have followed Moses. Belief is one thing, but a little bit of evidence doesn't hurt. In the same way, Judaism has always taught that our relationship with God is not a one-way thing. There are expectations that we also do our part, follow the commandments, and do our bit to make the world the place we all want it to be. That's why I think it is important that before the Israelites were finally freed from slavery, they had to demonstrate their faith through action. In simple terms, they had to walk the walk and talk the talk in order to affirm their relationship with God. Now, I am not and hopefully will never be a slave, despite what my older siblings might think. But I would like to think that I am a pretty thoughtful person, and while I appreciate that Jewish tradition has always taught that there is one God in heaven and earth, personally I would appreciate a little bit more evidence. That being said, I am not so arrogant as to think that God is going to suddenly send unicorns and rainbows above the shul to celebrate my bat mitzvah with me. Instead, through my bat mitzvah journey, I have come to learn that I need to do my part. I need to walk the walk and talk the talk of Judaism before I will have the opportunity to feel more connected to the whole God idea. I am willingly standing on this bimah, reading out people's stories and connecting with my Judaism. And all being well, as I continue down my Jewish journey after my bat mitzvah, I hope to continue to do these things that bring joy and meaning to my life, and who knows, one day they might even bring a God into my life as well. Shabbat shalom.
And so for our fifth aliyah, Naomi will continue to read for us, and for this aliyah we invite Paul and Peter and Stephen to come to Torah. יעמדו פנחס מתתיהו בן פנחס משה הלוי ורות ופנחס ברוך בן אברהם חיים הלוי וחיה ושמחה מוישה בן אברהם חיים הלוי וחיה 50 לעלייה לתורה. You will find us at verse 16, which is on page 450, left-hand column, paragraph break. No, it's in the right-hand column. Third line from the bottom, second last word.
Baruch Adonai mevarach leolam va'ed. Baruch Adonai mevarach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar lanu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
וימהר פרעה לקרוא למשה ולאהרון ויאמר חטאתי לאדוני אלוהיכם ולכם ועתה שא נא חטאתי אך הפעם והתירו לאדוני אלוהיכם ויעשה מעלי רק את המוות הזה. ויצא מעם פרעה Vayita el Adonai, Vayihafach Adonai Ruach Yam Hazak Me'od, Vayiseh et ha'arbe Vayitkayehu Yama Suf Lo Nisha Arbe Echad Bechol Gvul Mitzrayim. Vaychazek Adonai et lev Paro v'lo shalach et bnei Yisrael.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'hayei olam nata betoheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov Yimotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah. May the Holy One who blessed our forefathers and foremothers also bless the three of you in honor of Torah, in honor of Shabbat, in honor of family, in honor of friends, in honor of the extended family that you represent as uncles of our bat mitzvah, but most particularly in honor of our bat mitzvah and that which she is doing, celebrating, and demonstrating today. Our hope is that you, as representatives of your families, are able to continue to celebrate with her, to see her take on challenges and opportunities such as that which she's doing today, and achieve them in the same way that she is today, with that same honesty and clarity that she's happy to present anytime, and that you're able to continue to support and encourage her to do so. We ask that God bless you, that God bless all those that are dear to you, and we say together, Amen.
Amen and Mazel Tov. For our sixth Aliyah, we invite, and I love these names, Papa Peter, Grandma Carol, Papa Herb, and Nan Ann to come to Torah. יעמדו פנחס משה בן אלכסנדר הלוי וחווה, ורות בת אברהם וזרע, ואברהם חיים בן צבי יצחק הלוי ואלה, וחיה בת יצחק הכהן ותניה, 60 לעלייה לתורה. We are at verse 21, which is on page 450, left-hand column at the paragraph break. 450, left-hand column at the paragraph break. Just point to it. Right there. Baruch Adonai Mevorach Leolam Va'ed. Amen.
Moshe netei yadcha al hashamayim, v'yehi choshech al eretz Mitzrayim, v'yamesh choshech, v'yet Moshe et yado al hashamayim, v'yehi choshech afela b'chol eretz Mitzrayim, shloshet yamim lo ra'u ish et aviv achiv v'lo kamu ish mitachtav Shloshet Yamim Ulachol B'nei Yisrael Haya O Mashvatam.
Amen.
May the Holy One who blessed our forefathers and foremothers bless the four of you also. In honor of Torah, in honor of Shabbat, in honor of family, in honor of friends, yes, in honor of the birthdays where we've already blessed you for this Shabbat, but most particularly in honor of this young lady, your granddaughter, becoming a bat mitzvah and being able to celebrate with her as you do in so many different ways in her life and with all of your grandchildren. And our hope and our prayer for you is that you have many more opportunities to celebrate with the village that you have created as it continues to grow, as it continues to achieve, as it continues to celebrate. May God bless you. May God bless all those that are dear to you. And we say together, V'nomar, Amen.
Amen and Mazel Tov. For our seventh Aliyah, we invite Joanne, David, Sarah, Jacob, and Talia to accompany them. Yamdu Chana bat Pinchas Moshe Halevi v'Rut, ודוד יצחק בן אברהם חיים הלוי וחיה, ושרה אלה בת דוד יצחק הלוי וחנה, ויעקב אלכסנדר בן דוד יצחק הלוי וחנה, שביעים לעלייה לתורה. you will find us at verse 24 and onwards, which you'll find page 450, left-hand column, bottom line, second word in, just point to where you're beginning. Baruch Adonai Murach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Habarach Leolam Vaed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam. Asher b'chavanu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Vayikra Paro el Moshe v'yome lechu ivdu et Adonai rak tzalhem uvkachem yutzag gam tavchem yelech imachem. Vayome Moshe gam ata titen b'yadenu zvachim ve'olot v'asinu la'Adonai Eloheinu v'gam miknenu yelech imanu lo tisa pasa ki mimenu Nikach le'avod et Adonai Eloheinu, v'anachnu lo neda ma na'avod et Adonai ad ba'enu, shama v'yichazek Adonai et lev paro v'lo ava l'shalcham, v'yomer lo paro likro lech me'alai, hashama lecha al tosef re'ot penai, ki b'yom Re'otcha penai tamut. Vayome Moshe ken dibarta lo osif od re'ot panecha.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam. Asher natan lanu Torah emet. V'chayei olam natan v'techenu. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
And also for the four of you, we say once more, Mishaberach, Avotenu, Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Beleah, the Holy One who blessed our forefathers and foremothers, bless the four of you in honor of Torah, in honor of Shabbat, in honor of family, in honor of friends, in honor of all of those that have been called to Torah before you, but most particularly in honor of she who will be called to Torah after you, and that which your younger sister, not your youngest, but your younger sister and daughter is demonstrating today. Joanne, you look as relaxed as I've seen you in months. Okay, thank God. I was worried you were going to explode. But all of you, having the opportunity to see you as brothers and sisters, watching your sister take on this challenge and watching you two of you as parents enjoying this moment, that smile, David, is well and truly across your face, and we hope that it does not leave there for a while as you see this young lady enjoy herself and define the simcha in the way that she is. We ask that God bless you, that God bless all those that are dear to you, and we say together, V'nomar, Amen.
Amen. And then for our final aliyah, we invite Amod, 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 Naomi, Chababat, David, Yitzchak, Alevi, Vechana, Nara, Bat Mitzvah, Aliyah, La Torah. Just point to where you're beginning.
Baruch
Adonai Mevorach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Habarach Leolam Vaed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam. Asher b'chavanu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Vayome Adonai el Moshe od nega echad avi al Paro ve'al Mitzrayim acharei chen yishalach ethem mize kashalcho kala garesh yigaresh ethem mize dober na boznei ha'am ve'ishalu ish me'et re'ehu ve'isha me'et re'uta klei chesech uchlei zahav ve'yiten Adonai etchen Ha'am ve'enei Mitzrayim gam ha'ish Moshe gadol מאוד בארץ מצרים, בעיני עבדי פרעה ובעיני העם. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נטל בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen.
For you too, we also say, Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham, Yitzhak v'Yaakov Imotenu Sarah, Rivka, Rachel v'Leah. May the Holy One who blessed our forefathers and foremothers bless you, Naomi, in honor of Torah, in honor of Shabbat, in honor of family, in honor of friends, but most particularly in honor of the kavod, the honor that you give yourself in having well and truly earned the title of a bat mitzvah. Very early on in this journey, you made it abundantly clear that your pathway to Torah was going to be different to the one that the two people standing alongside of you took. It took your mother until this morning to accept that. But I commend you. It's true. But I commend you on your clarity. I commend you on your fortitude, and I commend you on how well you have taken on these challenges and defined this path for yourself. Because having defined this path for yourself, it will mean a lot more to you. And you will hold its course as well as you possibly can. And while we do not know where it will take you, we know that it is built upon solid learning. And we know that you will be constantly surrounded by people that love you. And that is the blessing that you have given to yourself. But to that blessing, we want to add one more. A blessing as old as our people itself. And so I'm going to ask your dad to come around this side and for you to face your parents, for your brother and sisters to step behind you as we offer this blessing. They can place their hands on their shoulders. Tell them you can take the box with you if you want to reach. We can wait for you. We have been since you were born. Offer a blessing as old as our people itself, first offered by Aaron to his sons, and in more recent generations from parents to children, and now today from family to daughter and sister.
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May the brightness of our tradition shine down upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
Naomi, wherever it is that this journey takes you, may you continue to feel the love and support of the people that surround you and the encouragement of your rabbi from the other side of the room as we join together with all family and friends and wish you Mazel Tov!
Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Yelanu. Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Simen Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simen Tov, Yelanu, 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 oh b'chol Yisrael, Yelanu, Yelanu, oh b'chol Yisrael, David melech Yisrael, Chai v'kayam, David melech Yisrael, Chai v'kayam. Mazel Tov.
And for those who don't know, the reason that I make my way so far off the bimmer and have been over the last few weeks and months is because one of our B'nai Mitzvah was good enough to bring it to my attention that there is a scoring system for the throwing of lollies. And there are bonus points for hitting me, which is why I've been so bruised. I now understand that the canter is where you get the most points for, that the scoring system, things change.
Really?
Apparently you're a smaller target, so it takes more skill. It's not hard to miss me. Look at the size of me. Hit me, I should say. But yes, that's just to protect myself. But with Torah out in front of us and surrounded by all this joy and all this celebration, we do want to lean on that strength and power of Torah to recognize that there are many in our community who could also benefit with a little bit of blessing. And so we turn back to our prayer books, to the Mishaberach Cholim for the prayer of healing for those who are unwell. It's on page 371.
שברך אבותינו מקור הברכה לאמותינו. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. This Shabbat we especially think of Albert Bentara, Gabriela Bat Yitzchak Udevora, Annette French, Sue Brown, Don Williams, Nisimiona Ben Natan, Shmuel Vesheli, Or Ben Miriam Yuval, Glynis Perry, Gabrielle Ben Chaya, Vicky Caffin, Margaret Cockram, Adira Bat Rachel, Mela Magid, Hannah Bat Dora, Rosemary Moore, Morris Mark, Douglas Simons, Morris Elijah, Pam Dean, Mary Shalom Ben Rachel, Jeffrey Nodelman, David Peak, and Michael Klasson. If there are other names that you would like to add, please pull those names out or hold them dear in your hearts as I look around the room. מי שברך אמותינו מקור הברכה לאבותינו. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We rise and turn to we look to the bottom of the facing page as we give honor to the Torah.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה מבני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. וזאת התורה אשר שם משה מבני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. Please be seated.
We continue with our Haftarah, which comes to us from the prophet Jeremiah, can be found on page 700 of the Plough Chumash.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'havin v'yim tovim v'ratza v'divreihem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habacher ba'amo u'moshe uvdo u'yisrael amo u'vimviei ha'emet v'tzedek. This is the word the Eternal spoke to Jeremiah the prophet concerning an attack on Egypt by Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. Declare it in Egypt, announce it in Migdol, and in Memphis and Tahpanhes. Say, take your stand, be ready, for the sword is devouring all around you. Why did Cha flee? Your champion did not stand fast, for the Eternal has driven him away. He made many stumble, one falling over the next, and they said, quick, let us go back to our people, to the land where we were born, away from the flashing sword. There they called Pharaoh, king of Egypt, big noise who has missed his chance. As I live, says the Eternal One, the sovereign God of heaven's host, as Tabor is among the mountains, as Carmel is by the sea, so shall Nebuchadnezzar come. Pack your bags for exile, there Egypt dwelling so safe and sound. Memphis will become a desolation, an uninhabited ruin. Egypt is a lovely heifer, upon whom a gadfly from the north has descended. Even the mercenaries in her midst were like fattened calves. For they too have turned and fled as one, making no stand, for their day of disaster had come upon them, their hour of doom. Hear her hiss like a snake when the Babylonians come in force to attack her with axes, like wood choppers, says the Eternal One. They cut down her forest, impenetrable though it is, for they outnumber the locust and cannot be counted. There Egypt shall be put to shame, given over to a northern people. The God of heaven's host, the God of Israel says, Behold, I punish Ammon, God of the town of No, and Pharaoh and Egypt, her gods and her kings, Pharaoh and all who trust in him. I am handing them over to those who seek their lives, to Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and his army. But later on it will become inhabited as in days of old. This is the word, the Eternal One. But you, have no fear, Jacob my servant. Do not despair, O Israel, for behold, I will save you from that distant place, and your offspring from your land of your captivity. Jacob shall return and be quiet and tranquil, and none shall make you afraid. Have no fear, O Jacob my servant, for I am with you, says the Eternal One. I will bring to an end all the nations, to those whose lands I have driven you, but I will not make an end of you, though I do not let you go unpunished. I will chastise you justly. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, zu kol ha'olamim, tzadik b'chol hadorot, ha'el ha'ne'eman, ha'omer ve'oseh, ha'mdaber u'mkayem, shekol divarav emet v'tzedek, al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah, ve'al hanvi'im, ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh, שנתת לנו אדוני אלוהינו לקדושה ולמנוחה לכבוד ולתפארת. על הכל אדוני אלוהינו אנחנו מודים לך ומחים יתברך שמך בפי כל חי תמיד לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Amen. We invite the Torah scroll to rise and the congregation to rise with it as we offer now blessings for our country, our congregation, and the people and state of Israel. And I invite Bellamir and Jackie to come up and offer those blessings now. We begin first with the blessing for our congregation. It can be found on page 376 in the prayer book.
Source of all being, may the children of this community learn these passions from us: love of Torah, devotion in prayer, and support of the needy. May we guide with integrity, and may our leadership be in your service. May those who teach and nourish us be blessed with satisfaction, and may we appreciate their time and their devotion. Bless us with the fruits of wisdom and understanding, and may our efforts bring fulfillment and joy.
Baruch atah Adonai, shodcha levacha be'ira na'avod. Continue now with the prayer for our country.
Let us bless our country of Australia and all its people. Let us have dreams in its historic land of dreamers. Let the hot winds from the desert fire our imagination. Let the red soil and the plains keep us rooted for the things that matter. Let the waters of the rivers, lakes, and oceans flow into our hearts, giving us depth and understanding. Keep our eyes open to the beauty of the land. May we strive to keep its beauty present and strong. Help us remember those who have lived in this land before us and those who have made it their home in more recent times. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honour those who have died in defence of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they lead with justice and compassion. Let our compassion be like the compassion coastlines of our continent. May acceptance, kindness, and peace live steadily within the ancient and enduring land.
Amen. Amen. And back in the prayer book, we conclude with the prayer for the people in the state of Israel.
Shalom, shalom, Yerushalayim, Yishlayu Ahayavich. Avinu Shebashamayim, Zu Yisrael v'Goalo, Barech et Medinat Yisrael, Reshet Micha Geulatenu. Hagen aleha be'evrat chastecha, ufros aleha sukat shlomecha, ushlach urcha va'amitcha l'rashecha. Sarecha ve'yo atzeha, v'takneim be'etzah tova minachecha, v'natata shalom baret, v'simchat olam le'yoshbeha, v'nomar amen.
Amen.
We turn back to page 374 as we return the Torah to the ark.
יעללו את שם אדוני, כי נשגב שמו לבדו, הודו על ארץ ושב מים, וירד קרן לעמו, תהילה לכל חסידיו, לבני ישראל עם קרובו. הללויה, הללויה, כי לקח טוב נתתי לכם, תורתי אל תעזובו, את חיים למה חזיקים בה, ותומכיה מאושר, דרכיה דרכי נועם, וכל נתיבותיה שלום. השיבנו אדוני אליך, ונשובה, חדש ימינו כקדם, חדש ימינו כקדם. Please be seated.
So Naomi, over the last week or so, I've been thinking how much you and I have in common. I know you might not necessarily see it, but you and I have a lot in common. We both grew up in large families. I also have 3 siblings. There were great things about it, and then there were the other things. You and I also have a common dislike. Neither of us particularly like singing in public, and we'll pretty much do anything we can to avoid it, even though the people around us often tell us we can and we're getting better. I don't believe them either. And the other thing that you and I have in common is that we both grew up in homes that, in my case, took, and in your case, take Pesach remarkably seriously. In my house growing up, we used to go as far as to change the salt and pepper shakers, just in case there was chametz in them. And in your house, each time I come into it, it seems your mother's found a thicker roll of foil to cover the entire house with. We all take these things very seriously. But there's one place where you and I differ, and it relates to a comment that you made in your wonderful Devar Torah this morning. And it appears that I differ not only with you, but I differ with a number of people in the sanctuary, because when you made the comment that I am referring to, you got a bit of a chuckle. When you looked out at this congregation filled with family and friends, and you said, I think most B'nai Mitzvah would choose to talk about the observance of Pesach, but I think that celebrating Pesach once a year is enough. And the room turned around to you and said, yeah, I agree. That was our collective reaction. But I don't agree. I don't agree that it is enough for us to talk about Pesach once a year. And you know what? Our tradition doesn't agree either. Our tradition tells us that we have to talk about Yetziat Mitzrayim, the exodus from Egypt, and remind ourselves that we were once slaves to Paro in Egypt at every single opportunity. Minimally, for many of us, we do it once a week. You know when? Friday night Kiddush. Friday night Kiddush, we remind ourselves as we sit around the table or gather with family and friends that this celebration of Shabbat, this heaven-sent day of rest, is one of the rewards that came from redemption and as a result of redemption from Egypt. But it's not just Friday nights. For those who daven daily, it's in our daily prayer. Every single day, we remind ourselves that we were slaves to Paro in Egypt, and that God took us out with a strong hand and an outstretched arm. And if we don't believe in a God like that had a strong hand and an outstretched arm, then at least we remind ourselves that we, our ancestors and us, lived at times where we were not free. And it's only since we have been redeemed that we're able to appreciate that which we have, the opportunities which we have. This notion of redemption is extraordinarily important, because coming with it, Naomi, is a great sense of obligation, a great responsibility. A responsibility as free people, as liberated people, as people that have the ability to express and to celebrate our faith and ourselves in any and every way we choose, to recognize and appreciate that not everyone around us has that same freedom. That is an extraordinary burden and a great responsibility. So why is it that we need to recognize that we were once slaves to Pharaoh in Egypt? Why is it that daily for some and weekly for many, we have to pause and say that we were once slaves within a society and a culture that didn't allow us to be ourselves? Because if we don't remind ourselves of that reality, if we allow ourselves to forget our story, then we risk allowing ourselves to forget our responsibility. We risk allowing ourselves to forget that we have an obligation to reach out a hand, some might say a strong hand and an outstretched arm. In the absence of a world where we see miracles and wonders like you mentioned, in an absence of a world where we see God in the tangible ways of our parasha, we need to be godly and reach out our hands to those who still have not yet experienced the redemption that we experienced and celebrate in the festival of Passover. My friends, we did a little of that here last night at Temple Beth Israel, when in the midst of this midsummer festival, we reached out to our friends in our community who don't always necessarily feel like they have a place, who don't all necessarily feel that they have experienced that redemptive experience of being fully accepted for who they are. And we changed the flags and put the rainbow flag up on the flagpole out the front of the synagogue. We put stickers on the bimah. We had balloons. But we also had readings and prayers and acknowledgements. Why? Why in this progressive community, where our liberalism says that we accept all people, GLBTIQA plus people, as being equal members of our community and whole individuals, why are we still celebrating Pride Shabbat when it is every part of who we are? The answer, Naomi, and the answer for each and every one of you, is in our Sidra this week. Why are we doing it? Because we were slaves to Pharaoh in Egypt. And we understood firsthand what injustice and intolerance felt like. We understood what it meant to be and understand what it means to be on the peripheries of society, on the extremes of community. And we know that in a world where our young people don't necessarily see God and are asking us, as our bat mitzvah did this morning, for a little bit more evidence, then we have to provide that evidence by being godly. Some of you might have noticed, if you went out or stepped out to the bathrooms during services, that many of the bathrooms are still covered with the signs we placed on them yesterday. We wanted to make an extra effort to be welcoming, so instead of having male or female bathrooms, we had signs that were put up yesterday morning that said gender-neutral bathrooms. Anyone could pick whichever bathroom they wished. They all have cubicles in them anyway. And then I came in yesterday and said, no, we need to do this with a smile. Change the sign. I saw something on Facebook and we put up signs that said, instead of saying male or female or gender neutral, it simply said, whatever, just wash your hands. But the fact is, as I said last night and I'll finish with today, it's actually not a matter of whatever. We can look at that sign and laugh and giggle. But for those who feel like they aren't recognized, they aren't seen, they have those who feel that they have not yet experienced that redemptive experience, this is not a matter of whatever. It's a matter of please, now, see me, hear me, redeem me. That's why we remind ourselves daily of what it was like to be a slave in Egypt. Because we know that with that first redemption came an extraordinary obligation. In a world which doesn't necessarily see God daily, we need to be that God. We need to take our hand and our strong arm and reach it out as far as we can. Because if we can do that, then our young people will not have as much doubt as so many of them have. Because they will see a world that is truly goodly, a world that is truly godly. And that is my dream and my hope. Shabbat Shalom. Let us turn back to our prayer books to page 586 for our concluding prayers. Please rise as the set of cousins is switched and the ark is opened.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. Please be seated. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. This Shabbat, we think of those in the period of Shiva. We think of Sandy Romanovich Eva Marks and John Mansfield, and those in the period of Shloshim, Diana Bliss, Rabbi Brian Fox, Alan Gelfand, Charlotte Janud, Diana Kahn, Greg Kerr, Louis Lustig, Robert Sample, Leslie Selby, Cyril Spencer, Anna Vamstecker, and the firefighters Jeffrey Keaton, Samuel McPaul, and Andrew O'Dwyer. And we think of the yahrzeits that fall on this Shabbat. We think of Rose Benjamin, Faye Welboyarski, Eric Davis, Joseph Emmanuel, Christine Gartman Brown, David Greenberg, Elspeth Lesser, Naftali Malinek, Rachel Martin, Ken Marquis, Eva Rosenberg, Meir Sakinovsky, Isaac Schweitzer, Raymond Sharma, Morris Sloman, Ursula Steinhardt, Harvey Strieger, Hannah Sturz, Kathy Regina Weisselberg, David Whitner, and Dora Whitner. Please rise. If there are other names you would like to share, or if I've mispronounced a name, please share them as I look around the room, or hold them dear in your hearts. Zichronam livracha, may their memories truly be for a blessing as we turn together to page 598 and the words of Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba, v'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, b'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevorach leolam u'lalme almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשה בריחו לילה מן קל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן יהי שלום רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all of Israel and to all of humanity, and we say Amen. Please be seated as our President joins us and shares a few announcements and presentations from the Board of Governors.
Thank you, Cantor Lulum, and thank you, Joel and Edo, for your liturgy this morning. And greetings, everyone, from your Board of Governance. And greetings to Joanne, from Joanne's and my fellow board members who are in the room, Judy, John, Robert, Nicola, Simon and Allah. And welcome everyone, whether you are here for Shabbat, for celebration or in memory of a loved one. A very warm welcome to all the extended Irons and Lowy families, to Naomi's friends and to any visitors who are with us today, and to people who are watching online. Mazel tov, Rob and Sam, on your well-deserved Order of Australia honours. And I'd like to give a special mention to our TBI Honours Committee that is led by Risha Rosen for their wonderful work in this space. Happy birthday, Peter and Herb, Bunty and Tom. Naomi, come and join me. Mazel tov, Naomi. What a really splendid job you did in leading the service. And your reading of the prayers and your Torah reading were beautiful and really did you proud. Naomi, not everybody knows, but you are a TBI family through and through. Your parents, Joanne and David, were married here by Rabbi Schiff. Your grandparents, Peter and Carol, were married here by Rabbi Levi, and your great-grandparents by Rabbi Sanger. So yours is really a generational story here at TBI. And you follow your siblings Sarah and Jacob, becoming B'nai Mitzvah here, which just leaves Talia to follow you. Diarise this, people, in November 2022. You started school here at the Alma Road Preschool and you're now in KDS Year 8. You love playing soccer, you love circus activities and skateboarding. You love physical things. And you're very consistent because at school you enjoy PE, sport and sports science. And you like being outdoors and you enjoy NetSare camps, where I understand you usually celebrate your birthday. You love your family times, being part of a large family, and you told us that there's always noise in your family and you're never bored. You love your Shabbat afternoons when both sets of grandparents come for coffee and cake and chats and games. I think you had a few ups and downs in your bat mitzvah journey, but today everything fell into place just beautifully. Naomi, you described yourself as nice and kind of shy. I think you're also very practical, very down to earth. You bring a kind of lightness to everyone and you don't overcomplicate things. In your drush, you taught us that we should not only talk about our beliefs, but also walk the walk. And I think you'll do just that, wherever your life's journey takes you. And so I welcome you as our newest adult member. And a new thing that our roof body, Progressive Judaism, is doing is presenting you with this native tree. And by planting this, they hope to create awareness to all B'nai Mitzvah students in our community why we have to work together, and that planting a tree is a small way of helping the environment and contributing to the increase in renewables to produce the energy that's required. So we hope that you will plant that tree somewhere in the garden. And we also have for you your Bat Mitzvah certificate, which shows that this really happened today. And probably the one that's most important for you is a voucher for the next Netzer camp, our book on our beautiful stained glass windows, and your membership of the Union for Progressive Judaism, our roof body. And the bag is because we're now also presenting our B'nai Mitzvah students with a copy of our Machzor, our Dr. Susanna Gyro Machzor for Yom Kippur. So, wasn't tough. A few announcements. Tomorrow, do please join some of us who will be participating in the Midsummer Pride March. The instructions are to meet around 10 o'clock on Lakeside Drive and Fitzroy Street down in St Kilda and join the Jewish groups who are marching together for the annual Pride celebrations. There are still places available in our Milton classes, which will be starting this month. So if you haven't joined a class yet, please go onto our website. We're very excited about a new course on medical ethics, which will be on a Monday afternoon, and other classes on a Tuesday evening. Next Shabbat, we have a lot coming up. On Friday night, we're very excited because Netzer will be hosting their very first, what we're calling Sprout Kabbalat Shabbat service. It's at a new time of 5:30. And will be a wonderful musical experience for family and friends of all ages. That's next Friday, February the 7th. And then after services will be our first community dinner for 2020. So please do stay on and bring family and friends for community dinner at 7:30 following services. On Shabbat morning, next Shabbat, we will be celebrating with the Weisbrem family as Luke and Joanne become B'nai Mitzvah. I'm sorry. As Shelley becomes Bat Mitzvah, with the parents we'll be celebrating, and then at a Mincha service, do join us and the Daladakas family as Asha becomes Bat Mitzvah. And then on Sunday, if you haven't already registered, do please do that for our Tu B'Shvat picnic and celebration, where we will be travelling to the property of Leslie and Katrina Heine near Geelong for a picnic, for games, activities, a book burial and tree planting. Very important that you do register for catering purposes, and if you need transport, there will be a bus going there. So that's next Sunday. And lastly, Please keep in your diaries the 8th and 9th of May when our services will be going to Bright for a brighter Shabbat. I'd like to thank Denise and Jackie for being our Shamashim and our Torah readers, Joanne, David, Stephen and Naomi. Do please join us in Sloan Hall for Kiddush, which is sponsored by Joanne and David Irons. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Just two additional comments to carry on with those of the President. The first is that Sprout next week will be in addition to our regular Kabbalat Shabbat service. So there'll be two services running out next Friday night. And there's information in our magazine, a display out in the front. But really, if you've never celebrated Tu B'Shvat before, I really want to encourage you to join us next Sunday afternoon. It's going to be a remarkable celebration with all layers and colours and textures of remembrance and celebration and response to trying to build a sustainable world. It's going to be a really lovely afternoon after a weekend of celebrations. Our final song, I assume from the page you have open, is Adon Olam on page 625. Adon Olam 625.
Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol yeti nivra lenasa b'chefzot kol azay melech shemo nikra ve'acharei kichlot hakol levado yimloch lo ra ve'hu haya ve'hu oved ve'hu yeh b'tifara ve'hu אחד ואין שני להמשילו להגבירה בלי ראשית בלי תכלית ולא העוז והמשרה והוא עיני וחי גואלי בצורכם לי בעת צרה והוא ניסי ומנוס לי מנת כוזי ביום מקרא בידו עתיד רוחי בעת ישן ויעירה ועם רוחי גבייתי אדוני לי ולא לירא.
Shabbat Shalom. Please join us next door for Kiddush. I promise you, the rain has now fallen, so it is much cooler inside because outside feels like Brisbane. As you make your way into Sloan Hall, you'll notice that the darker is wine, the lighter is grape juice.
Jakey.
And we begin by singing the words of Vishamru.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ביני ובין בני ישראל להוציא לעולם, כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש.
Therefore God blessed this seventh day and called it holy.
על כן ברך את יום השבת ויקדשהו, סברי מרנן,
לחיים.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן. לחיים.
לחיים טובים. מוצי, you're up.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, המוציא לחם מן הארץ. אמן. שבת שלום and בתיאבון, bon appétit. Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos.